Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. How is everyone today? Welcome to the stream, my friends. On this lovely day, ladies and gentlemen, today is a brand new day. Today is the beginning of the rest of the gaming year. And you might be wondering what I mean by that. What am I referencing exactly? The beginning of the rest of the gaming year. Ladies and gentlemen, it is official. I have completed Danganronpa V3. It only took 65 gameplay hours, 4.5 months of streams. I actually counted 26 separate streams to beat the game. But it is officially done. Last night, I went extra late on my late stream to finish it. And the way that I want to kind of think about this is, that really was kind of like the last major holdover remnant of the first half of the gaming year for me. I'm still playing Mass Effect 3, but I will beat that sooner rather than later. I'm playing it twice over the course of the weekend, and I feel either that or maybe one more session, and we're going to wrap that up too. But really, Danganronpa really was the major holdover game that was just taking forever to beat. It seemed like the end was never ever in sight. If you remember, multiple times during the course of me playing the game, I had to keep changing my streaming schedule to try to play it more, because I realized if I kept playing it at the pace I was playing it, I was never going to beat the game. Okay? So, it's finally done, and I like to think that now we can start to focus on new content, new games, and the future of the year, all the great stuff that's actually coming up. I'm very excited for the rest of the gaming year, all the stuff coming, all the new releases that are about to hit. If you guys aren't aware, the month of August, there's tons of new releases coming out. Every month now to the end of the year, August, September, October, November, like every month, there's tons of new hot releases coming out every month on multiple console venues too. There's some exclusives for PlayStation 5. There's some great stuff that's going to be on Game Pass for Xbox Series X. So I'm excited, and I hope you guys are too. Of course, we do have some game delays to talk about today, which kind of sucks. But it is what it is. We'll talk about those in a minute when I get to game news. So, I'm very happy to finally be finishing up one of the craziest, longest running playthroughs I've been doing. If you want my full opinion on the game and you want to see the ending, you can check it out right now on DSPGaming on demand. It's live here. I streamed like 3.5, 4 hours last night. Usually I stream 2. But I wanted that game done. I wanted it to be over with so we can move on. And it was grueling. A grueling endeavor, but I got through it. So now we move on to bigger and better things. And by the way, it should be said, I am not, and I repeat, I am not doing a viewer's choice playthrough anytime soon. I did so many viewer's choice playthroughs in a short period of time that ended up being such insanely long, lengthy games that I gotta give it a rest at this point, okay? So don't expect any new viewer's choice stuff from me in the near future. Okay. So, all that being said, my friends, welcome to the stream. Today, indeed, is Friday, the 30th of July, 2021, and I am DSP, and I welcome you here to my first of 2 gameplay streams. Today should be a pretty solid streaming day. All gameplay, all day long. We start off with the continuation of Fallout New Vegas, and right now I am right into the thick of things. After 60 gameplay hours of this playthrough, we are doing stuff on the Strip. I believe today we're going to start off today doing the quest line with Rex the robot dog. Excuse me. And then we're going to just take it from there and see what comes up next after that. There's plenty to do on the Strip. I'm thinking just off the top of my head, there's at least 2 to 3 more major quest lines on the Strip to do before we even continue with the main story of the game. So, we got a lot to do. It should be a fun, chill, and entertaining stream today, especially if you like Fallout. If you liked the Fallout stuff all along, you should be pleasantly entertained and surprised today. I think it will be a good day. All right? Later tonight, the late stream is my late night stream, my weekly late night stream of throwback Street Fighter fun, old school good stuff. And that's going to be at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. Ooh, excuse me. And it should be a good time. I always do this once a week, play old school Street Fighter. It ends up being a great time because I get to not only play the games that I grew up with in arcades back in the day, but I get to share my knowledge with all of you. Many people usually have a lot of questions about, gee, how does this game work, or how was it like back in the day when you played these in arcades and stuff like that. And it's a great time. It's a good chill hangout session while I'm playing old school gameplay. So join me tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time for that fun. Tomorrow we will swing back to Skyward Sword HD, entering the 4th dungeon. Likely we'll beat it because these dungeons haven't been too long. I'd say the longest dungeon so far has been about, what, 2 hours? So likely we'll end up beating this dungeon, which is great. We'll make good progress tomorrow. And then tomorrow night will be Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition. We are luckily coming to the end of the game. We're heading into the final stretch, the final leg of the story, where all hell breaks loose, the crap hits the fan, right? All the eggs that are in the same basket hatch. The rubber meets the road. The pedal hits the metal. You know what I'm saying. It's the end of the game. It's action-packed. At the same time, the game pretty much is just a combat shooter with no RPG elements at all in it. So, it's probably going to be pretty damn grindy if it's like what the rest of the game has been. Okay? But, we're almost at the end of that one too, which is great, because once we officially beat Mass Effect 3, that means we can now do all Game Pass stuff. Seriously, I'm actually very excited to jump into Microsoft Game Pass and try a variety of games in the month of August, and we're going to be able to do that very shortly. So that's cool. So then on Sunday, we're going to do more Fallout New Vegas, and on Sunday night, it'll be my next stream of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, I've only played Microsoft Flight Simulator once. The first hour was tutorial. Admittedly, it was boring, but I had to learn the ins and outs of how to fly the plane. Then, we went on a couple of tours. We went over New York City, and then we went over Toronto, Canada. And it was pretty nice, although admittedly, I feel like if you know what you're looking for, like, for example, if I had flown over New York City and I was like, man, I want to look at Times Square, I want to find Little Italy, Chinatown, and, I don't know, the Statue of Liberty. Then it would have been exciting because I would have looked up those locations earlier, known where they were in relation to the Manhattan Island, and looked for them specifically as we flew over. Instead, I didn't know, and I just kind of flew over and didn't know what I was looking at. And, I mean, we saw a few things, but it was a little frustrating that we didn't actually find anything that was too noteworthy, you know? So I actually feel like if you go into it knowing, oh, today we're going to do this, this, and this, you can look up landmarks ahead of time and where they are in relation to where you're about to fly, and maybe you can actually look for those things in the game, you know? That's kind of cool. So anyway, it was pretty nice, and what we're going to do on Sunday is we're going to do all flights, no training. Fuck the training. We're done with that shit. And, you know, what we're going to do, likely we'll do something live. Like, you could do something actually on the live world, how the weather actually is in certain places. But then maybe we could do a simulation where you could control the weather and the time of day and stuff. So I think we'll do that. I think we'll mess around with that on Sunday night. And it should be pretty neat, I feel. It should be fun. Yeah, so my Ruin says top tipper can pick the destination for the next stream. I mean, we could do stuff like that. Like, oh, if you're the top contributor of the stream, you can choose one of the places we'll go next time we play. You see, that definitely is doable. So, yes, pretty exciting. That's Sunday night. I'm excited for that, honestly. And then on Monday, more Skyward Sword HD and more Mass Effect 3 on the late stream, and that's the streaming week for me. What I'm hoping is maybe we can even beat Mass Effect 3 on Monday night. I doubt it, though. I think that there's about 6 hours left in the game, I want to say. It's the finale of the game and everything with the plot and everything. So likely we got like 6 hours left, so probably 3 more streams to wrap it up. Okay? Okay, it should be good stuff. Tsunami Carl says, can we try different aircrafts? Yes, I don't know how, but if people can explain to me how to do it, yes. Stoic says, can we conjure a tornado? I don't know, can you? See, I don't know. I don't know how the game works. Apparently you can control the weather, I don't know if the game's going to allow you to make, like, giant natural disasters and shit. You know, like, can you make Godzilla show up and you got to fly around them? I don't know. I don't know, but that'd be cool, right? Ooh. Anyway, guys. It's going to be a great weekend. And then next week, here's the cool thing about next week. First of all, as of next week, we're going to be wrapping up all the stuff that's lingering. You know, Mass Effect 3 is going to finish. That means that outside of weekly sessions of Street Fighter and doing some Microsoft Flight Simulator, I'm going to have a few night streams open during the week to do whatever I want. And we could definitely dive deep into Microsoft Game Pass. In fact, what we need to do is a night stream this coming week. I don't know what day it'll be yet, but a night stream in order to pick games for me to play during my upcoming Game Pass marathon. And ladies and gentlemen, now that we have finished Danganronpa, and now that we're on the precipice of stepping into August, ladies and gentlemen, we can now talk about the scheduling of the upcoming marathon, which I'm very excited for. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're doing a gameplay marathon that first weekend of August. The reason being, we're celebrating hitting a record number of members here on the channel, DSPGaming. It was a goal of 200 members that I wanted to hit by the end of July, and we hit it relatively, early on in the month of July. So we're doing this special marathon to celebrate, okay? The way it's going to work is that one night in this coming week, I don't know when yet, it'll be probably, I'm thinking like Wednesday-ish, Thursday-ish night, something like that. We're going to jump on the Game Pass together. We're going to look at all the games. Some of the games I've already tagged to try out, and some I haven't. And we're going to look at these together, and we're going to talk live on that stream. And we're going to determine what games I want to play for the marathon. In fact, what we might do, I'll probably take like a notepad, and I'll say, okay, guys, let's pick suggestions. And you guys will say all the suggestions. And what I might do is like take them and put them into a poll, and you guys could vote live on what games to be during the marathon and stuff like that. Okay? So, pretty exciting, and I hope that you guys will join me for that. It should be a good definitely should be a good time determining what we're going to do for the marathon. All right? And then the marathon will be not this weekend, but next weekend. Likely Saturday or Sunday. I'm not exactly sure of the date yet. I will figure this out. Okay? But we will have a marathon stream. What it'll be is I'll start off playing, games in the morning. It'll be whatever we picked during that late night stream. Probably, I'm going to guess what we'll do is we'll probably pick 5 games and then maybe do a few backups. Because you never know with these marathons what's going to happen. Sometimes you have a game you plan on playing and you think it's going to be good, and you start playing it and it ends up being not so good. Or it ends up being something that's not what you expected, and then you just want to go on to the next thing. So rather than say, oh, it's 5 games, and each game will commit to playing like a full hour, I'd rather have a couple backup games too, so that way, if a couple end up not being so good, you could jump to the next. You see? That's the good thing about the flexibility of Game Pass. None of these games cost anything additional. So it doesn't matter if I go in here with 4 games, 6 games, or 27 games. No matter what it is, they're all ready to go, and I don't have to worry about spending money. You know what I'm saying? That's a cool thing. Alright? So, I'm excited for this event. It'll be a marathon where we're going to be trying out roughly 5 games during the marathon. Some of those games, if they end up being entertaining enough, might even turn into full playthroughs right here on the channel. Okay? And, in addition to that, excuse me, also, during that event, it will be the next episode of the brand spanking new show, Feasting with the King. Yeah. Feasting with the King. Feasting with the King. Yes. So, what will also happen this coming week, we will talk about it over the course of this weekend right now, and we will try to determine what kind of cuisine you guys would like me to try for the next live episode of Feasting with the King. Okay? So let me know some ideas. And what I would suggest is, if you guys don't know, I live in a town called Renton, Washington. And so people might want to look into, oh, gee, what kind of food is, like, delivery-wise available in Phil's area? Are there any things you'd like to see me try? My ideas so far are as follows, all right? Thai food, Filipino, or is it Filipino food? Yeah, it would be like, no, not Filipino food. Wait. Yeah, it is Filipino food. No, why am I having, yeah, I didn't think it is. Yeah, why am I having a brain fart? It's Filipino food. There's a restaurant around here that is all Filipino food. I've never tried it before. So I actually have absolutely no idea what kind of food, they have there, but I'd like to maybe try it. So, Thai food, Filipino food. We could do Mexican because there's a ton of Mexican restaurants around here that I could order from. Or we could go with Sonic, which is what was the alternate choice last time around when we were going to do this. It was between Sonic and Indian food. All right. Those are my ideas right now. But it's up to you guys. If you guys think of some other ideas of things that are viable to try out, I would be open to suggestion of what kind of food you guys would be interested in seeing me try out. Okay? And what we're going to do, just like we did last time around, we'll do a poll during the course of the second half of this coming week. And it'll be on my DSP Gaming channel here on the community tab, where people will vote on what cuisine they want to see me do for this special episode, or new episode of Feasting with the King. And then, whatever the poll determines, that morning, when we're actually live doing the stream, I'm going to open up the app to order food, and we're going to go through the menu, and we're going to pick out certain things together that I'm going to try, because that's exactly what we did with the Indian food. We picked goat curry, and we picked this, what was it, spicy tandoori chili chicken. Yeah, those are the two things that we picked, and they were really good. Okay, so Tsunami Carl says Filipino food is good for chicken and pork adobo, pancit, which is known as stirred fry noodles, lumpia Shanghai, Filipino spring rolls. Oh wow, sounds interesting. This definitely sounds interesting. There's a restaurant around here, I forget the name of it, but we never went to it. We drive by it all the time, and we never went there. We looked at the menu once, and apparently there's a very unique kind of fried chicken that they do in the Philippines that's very different from the fried chicken they do all over the rest of the world. So maybe I'll try that too. I don't know. Anyway, so all this is exciting because this week we're going to get to do Game Pass stuff. This week we're going to pick the games that I'm going to do during the Game Pass marathon. This week people are going to be voting on the cuisine for the upcoming Feasting with the King. This is all exciting stuff coming up over the course of the next week. Very exciting. I'm pumped for this. It's going to be a good time coming up, man. All right, well, Ali Corny Carl says, I'm Indian. I want to say I thought your review of Indian food was cute because you did a good job of being respectful. Well, yeah, I'm not going to be, even if I don't like the cuisine, I'm not going to be a dick. I'm going to be honest about what it is. Like, what if I try something that's insanely spicy? It's just not my cup of tea. I'll say, well, oh my God, it's spicy as shit, but I can't handle that level. It doesn't mean that someone else might not like it, Now, if the cuisine is like, I don't know, crispy butt cheeks or something, I mean, maybe I'll be a little bit more critical of it, but I'm not gonna be a dick. Okay. So anyway, all this is coming over the course of the next week. How exciting, right? And like I said, the weekend will be the marathon event. That'll be cool. And then we don't really have anything going on in the realm of new releases until Hades comes out, and I believe that's on the 12th. So we're gonna have a full week to focus in on just Fallout and probably finishing up Skyward Sword and for doing all Game Pass stuff. Like, I'm be very happy to just sink in and play some Game Pass games over the course of that week until new releases start hitting, It's good stuff. Really? People do that? Ali Corny Carl says, I appreciate that because a lot of reviewers act like our food is gross for views. There's a billion of us. It's not gross to us. Who says that? Why? Listen, I'm sure in every cuisine there's going to be something that's not to your taste, and there's going to be something that you probably are grossed out at, right? I mean, admittedly, I know for a fact in Indian food, there's some food that's fucking crazy-ass spicy. Because I used to work for an Indian family. They owned the store that I used to work at when I was in high school. And the family members would come in with, like, curry and stuff in these, Tupperware containers to eat when they were, like, at lunch and stuff. And sometimes they would put it in a microwave, and I'd be like, oh, my God, my nose. I'd be like, dude, what is that? Like, you're gonna kill me. I can't. what kind of scent is this? It's like, it's El Fuego in my nose. Like, dude, the spice is out of control. And they explained, they were like, this is all veggies. And because it's all veggies, it's not very flavorful. So that's when they add a ton of spices to it to make it flavorful. Because actually a lot of the family members were vegetarians. They actually didn't eat any protein. They were just heavy vegetarians. So they were just eating very spicy veggies and stuff. And I'm like, damn. Now, listen, you can be honest and be like, okay, that's not my cup of tea. But it doesn't mean that you're like, dude, this is disgusting. I'm going to throw up or whatever. Everyone has different tastes, you know? Everyone has different tastes. And it's okay to have different tastes. So as I get older, I realize that variety is really cool. I like trying new things and being adventurous when it comes to cuisine and stuff, because you never know what you've been missing out on. I mean, for the first half of my life, I never really tried anything too adventurous or different. And then when I actually started trying new cuisines and things in the last 10, 15 years, my eyes were open to how amazing food can be if you give it a chance. I told you, like, one of the weirdest things I ever ate was a whole fish that looked like just a fucking whole fish. It didn't even look like it was cooked. I was like, dude, this is going to be disgusting. It's going to be scaly and crunchy and nasty. And I go to eat it. It flakes off soft as hell. I put it in my mouth. It's seasoned perfectly. It melts in my mouth. I'm like, dude, what is this? How could I be so ignorant? You know? So anyway, you know, this is exciting to me to be trying new cuisines. And especially now I get to integrate that into my streams. How cool is that? I get to integrate being adventurous into my own streams. Pretty sweet. When will the poll go live? Sometime over the course of this week. What we'll do is we'll talk about it over the course of this weekend, and likely when I come back from break on Wednesday-ish, that's when I'll put up the poll, and you guys will be able to vote for like 2-3 days. Yes, CD Projekt 7, it had its eyes still. The fish still had its eyes. It looked to me, I was like, oh god, this is going to be disgusting and unappetizing. I ate it, I was like, dude, this is one of the best things I ever ate. It was so good. Okay. What did Golden Cold say? I missed it. He said, can you try vegan food? Yes. Let me put it this way. As long as it's not insanely expensive cuisine. Like, I'm not going to go, oh, Phil, order from a steakhouse where a steak's like $70. No, I'm not doing that. Especially because how stupid would that be to order gourmet, high-end food and then have it delivered and it's ruined because it sits in someone's car for fucking 45 minutes, right? No, we're not doing that. But as long as it's food that's reasonably priced, okay, and it's a cuisine that's available for delivery within a short period of time, then yes, it's eligible. Whether it's vegan or vegetarian food, or it's a cuisine of a certain culture in the world, whether it's even, like I said, Sonic I think is interesting, and here's why. I see ads for Sonic all the time on TV. Sonic is only in certain parts of the country. It's actually not a countrywide thing. And I've only had it a few times. They have certain kinds of burgers, they have chicken sandwiches, they have hot dogs, they have sides that are unique, and they have unique drinks too. They're a lot different. They differentiate themselves from other fast food places. And even if it ends up being not great, it would still be something different for variety's sake for me to try and be interesting. So. So that being said, good stuff coming this week, okay? Now, I have a couple quick things to talk about. Let's think about this. Hold on. Shit. I should have written them down because one of them has to do with the channel stuff. And now for some reason I'm having a brain fart and I can't remember what it is. And that's not good. Crap. Well, I guess I'll have to think about it and try to remember it later. This is what happens when you got so much going on. You forget about certain things going on. This is one thing I totally forgotten about. Damn, what was it? I was going to talk about it. It was at the tip of my tongue, too. Son of a bitch. Oh, well. I'm sure if it's important, I'll think about it later and be angry that I forgot about it. Anyway. Let's do a quick plug segment. I have a couple quick news things to talk about today. In the realm of gaming. Okay? So, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me. If you like my content, if you like my streams, if you support me and you want to see me continue to be successful and allow me to keep doing what I love for a living, please consider contributing in one of the ways I'm about to describe. I am completely crowdfunded, meaning I don't have any sponsorships or partnerships with anyone. The only income I get is from you guys on my live streams That's pretty much it. So I appreciate anyone who likes the content and not only comes to chill with me, but also goes above and beyond and contributes to said streams to keep them going. All right? There are many, many ways that you can contribute. First of all, you can become a channel member. When you become a channel member, you get many different benefits, including a highlighted name in stream chat, not having to abide by the slow mode rules, getting access to all the emotes, and also getting a cool chat crown badge next to your name to show how long you've been a supporter. We're currently at 222 supporters. The record high we had was 223. So every day we have potential to hit a new record high. By the way, when we hit 225 supporters, a new emote slot will be unlocked where I can add a new emote for all you guys who are members. All right? So please consider becoming a member to the channel. Also, you can do a super chat or a super sticker. If you do those, you get pop-up messages in the stream chat to say, you know, as a way of celebrating your contribution, and I will give you a shout out for those, okay? Or you could tip me. Now, admittedly, if you tip me, this is the best way to contribute. Why? Because tips I get immediately to put towards important things. We're at the end of the month, guess what that means? First week of August, a bunch of bills come due, and your tips help directly with affording those bills, okay? When you tip me, I'll give you a shout out as long as your message is positive and it's not derailing to the stream. And also, we have tips rewards in effect as a way of saying thanks so much for your contributions. If you raise $50 in tips on today's stream, I will put on my gunner glasses. If you raise $100 in tips, I will put on a vest of your choice. Now, yesterday, I wore the gold and I wore the denim vests. So today, the eligible vests will be as follows: the beige. No, that's wrong. No. Yeah, that is wrong, because I wore the beige right before that. So actually, it would be the platinum, the red, the blue, and the camo vests would be eligible for today. Now, you know what? I have to do a veto on the platinum. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. I'm going to be honest with you all up front. It's 90 degrees here today. We're having another heat wave. It's nowhere near as bad as the last heat wave, but it's still crazy hot here today. And already in my office, with the air conditioner blasting, it's 80 degrees in the office. I have it on maximum blast. It's 80 degrees in my office. If I put on that fucking platinum vest, I'm going to be sweating profusely the whole stream. And I don't want to be grossed out and disgusting the whole stream and feeling uncomfortable when I'm supposed to be having a fun, chill stream with you guys. All right? So it's too heavy. If it were a lighter vest, I would say I don't care, but it's too fucking heavy. It's supposed to be a winter vest. And I'm not going to be wearing it in 90-degree weather. All right? I have a thermometer in my office. Yes, my air conditioner has a built-in thermometer on the front of it. It just went down to 79 degrees. Yes, my air conditioner is working well, as I've explained. This room, in particular, my office, is on the front of my house, and during the afternoons of the summer, the sun beats on the front of my house and warms up this room like a clay oven. In Washington State, the homes were built to retain heat because we didn't used to have extreme heat like this. So it actually used to be cooler and moderate all the time. You never had heat that would heat up your house. These houses don't even have central air. The vast majority of people in this area don't have any air conditioning at all. I only have it because I bought freestanding air conditioners because it got so hot and I needed to cool down my equipment over the last several years, okay? But these buildings are meant to retain heat for the winter, so you don't have to spend a lot of money in the winter. So this room literally heats up like an oven in the afternoon, and there's nothing I can do but turn the air conditioner all the way up. So right now my air conditioner is on max blast. Please, I have it set to like cool the room to like 65 degrees. The best it can do is 80 because it's so hot outside. Can you imagine if the air conditioner was off? It would probably be like 95 degrees in here. So no, I'm not wearing the platinum vest in this kind of weather. And if you have a problem with that, you probably weren't anyone that was going to contribute anyway. Because most people who demand a certain vest usually are people who are trying to be dicks to me anyway and would not care the fact that it would be unhealthy for me to wear that vest today. So I don't care because you're not going to contribute to regardless. I don't give a fuck about you. Okay? So, yeah. Instead, we're going to have... I'm trying to think what are the lighter vests, but we just did beige. So we'll do the red, the blue, the camo, and the gray. Those will be the 4 vests that are eligible for today. Okay? Those will be the 4 vests that are eligible for today. So there you go. Now, if we hit the full tips goal today, It'll be $150, and that means I'll put on my cowboy hat, and that's the full ensemble. Now, I am working on trying to get other hats so that I can actually alternate and not just wear the cowboy hat all the time, because I'm realizing wearing it, like, so frequently takes away how, you know, the hat being special, and the fact that I wear the hat specifically for Ask the King, but now I wore it yesterday, I was like, oh, it's kind of weird, because I almost wear this, you know, all the time now. So, I'm trying to find other hats and stuff to wear, okay? You know, if you guys have any ideas of hats to wear, let me know, and I'm going to see on my days out what I can find. Alright, this is cool. I get to ban a few people who are being complete dicks to me. Like, seriously, people are saying, oh, you don't care about your viewers. You won't wear the platinum vest. Fuck off. No, I mean it. Fuck off. Don't come back. If you're someone who doesn't care about the streamer you're watching and you actually want them to suffer, you actually want them to get sick and overheat, then fuck off. Don't watch my streams. I don't care about you. I don't want you here. If you actually want to hurt me, don't come back. You're not welcome here. But the problem is there's people like this all over the internet because they're anonymous. Oh, I can get away with it. I can just be nasty to fucking people, you know, as much as I want. No, you can't. Not on my streams. Get out. Okay. All right. So anyway, guys. Yes, any contributions are appreciated. I'll give you a shout out if you contribute, as long as you're not being negative. And thank you in advance for any contributions. I really do appreciate it. Let's make this Tips Goals happen and do some fun stuff together here today. Okay. Let's talk about gaming news. Some delays, which kind of sucks, but at the same time ain't so bad, I guess. So Kena Bridge of Spirits, that was supposed to come out in late August, got delayed by a month, and is now supposedly going to be coming out in late September. Some people, alright, are having issues with this. Some people are like, oh my god, a month? A month? How can we live without Kena Bridge of Spirits for a month? Like, I don't know how we're ever gonna make do with this. Kena was originally gonna come out. Is it Kena or Kena? I don't even know how to say it. Kena? Kena? I don't know how to fucking say it. It was supposed to come out on the 24th of August, and now supposedly it's coming out the very end of September. Okay? It's a PS5 exclusive, by the way. I'm not too worried about it being delayed a month. If they can actually do significant patching to the game and make it better, great. But I don't know if they're going to be able to. You know, like, realistically, what are you going to fix in a month? What are they really trying to fix? Unless maybe they found some kind of a really annoying game-breaking bug or something and they want to fucking get it out of there. I don't know, but, you know, pushing it a month doesn't really affect much. Taking a look at the game release schedule, in late September, you got games like Diablo 2 Resurrected and Lost Judgment. But I don't think it's really going to affect it too much being delayed the month. I think that's fine. A game that did not currently have a release date and wasn't getting a release date, which is kind of weird, that's now officially been delayed. Horizon Forbidden West has been delayed until 2022. Much like God of War, and much like all these major games that we were all looking forward to this year, and these games were just not getting release dates, well, they're all being pushed to next year. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Some people will be very upset about this. Oh my god, no God of War. No Horizon. What am I gaming for? What's going on here? Why do I even bother? I'm so frustrated. Everything's delayed. What a bunch of fucking bullshit. And it's well within your right to react like that. If that is the case, you know, if you were loving those games and you really were dying for these to come out, especially because, let's face it, those games likely were going to be a showcase of what the PS5 can do. Even though they're cross-platform, I think a lot of people are looking forward to those games saying, man, I can't wait to play a full next-gen game experience on my PS5, right? But I think some people overreact and tend to get too angry about stuff like this. Like, I would rather these games be delayed and come out amazing with, you know, full-fledged, amazing, riveting, next-gen gameplay, amazing visuals and everything, rather than coming out and feeling rushed or even worse. Imagine if those games come out and they're just not that good because it doesn't feel like they put enough time into them and it feels too much like the previous games. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if Horizon feels exactly like the last Horizon with nothing new and anything. Like, wow, I waited all this time for this game to come out, and it's the same fucking game. So, I would rather they take their time to pump out these games and make them better than them rush out a game that's not so good. You know what I'm saying? Let them delay it till next year. Let it come out next year and be good. Next year right now is stacking up to be an amazing gaming year because it'll be year 2 for these new consoles. And I get the feeling we're going to see a lot of games that are finally going to utilize the full power of these new consoles coming out and blow us away. That's kind of my feeling anyway. Hold on one second, guys. Let me see. I think. Yeah. So, my wife left for work, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the air conditioners in the whole house. Give me a second to go do that. I'll be right back, and then we'll finish up pre-stream. Turn this on. Okay. Air conditioner on. All right, good. So now I'll have the air conditioner. I have 2 air conditioners, one in each of the offices, I call them. So now these will be blowing and cooling down the house. Like I said, it is 90-some degrees today outside, and we're going to need these blasting to try to keep the house cool today. So now that my wife's gone, I said, I can turn them all on because I can open the door of my office. You know, no one will hear me yelling as I do commentary on games today. So, all right. So, is it sad to learn that a game you're absolutely anticipating heavily is delayed? Yes, obviously. At the same time, hopefully these games end up turning out really, really, really good and end up being great showcases of what the PlayStation 5 can do. I'm okay with the delay as long as the games end up coming out and being really, really polished and good when they do come out. So, am I disappointed? Yeah, like I told you guys, like earlier this year, people were asking me, what are the biggest games you're anticipating for 2021? And I said, Elden Ring, God of War, Horizon. Guess what 3 games aren't coming out in 2021? The 3 that I wanted the most. I knew this was going to happen. So that's why earlier this year I didn't get too hyped about game releases and stuff. I said, let's just wait and see what's actually coming out this year before we all get so excited. And it looks like all my reluctance to jump on the hype bandwagon actually paid off because now I didn't get overhyped about something that's not coming out, right? Zen Shuriken, this is more about cooling the house down. He says, I don't understand. You had your office door closed with the air conditioner running, and it was still almost 80 degrees. Why are you opening the door? Allow me to explain. I only have 2 air conditioners. They're both on this side of the house because this side of the house is the windows that can open and I can vent the air conditioners out the window. I can't put an air conditioner downstairs because there's literally no windows that open downstairs. I have bay windows that always stay closed. And my back door is a giant opening screen door. I can't put it in there either. So I can only put air conditioners on my top floor. So right now I have 2 air conditioners on this side of the house. And what I do is when I want to cool down the house, I turn them both on. I open both doors. And I close the bathroom door in the hallway. This allows these air conditioners to cool this entire top floor. What happens is it just blows the cold air down like a tunnel down the hallway into the bedroom and into the stairwell. And then it goes down the stairs downstairs. The thing is, downstairs usually doesn't heat up that much. It's usually the upstairs that heats up. I mean, heat rises, right? And like I said, it's these 2 rooms that are facing the sun in the afternoon that heat up like ovens. So having the air conditioners in these rooms cools down those 2 rooms, stops the heat from building, and then pushes the cold air through the rest of the house. If I had this door closed, I'd only have 1 air conditioner trying to cool the entire house. That ain't gonna work. And by the way, it barely works. Remember when we had that heat wave a month ago? It didn't work at all. Having the 2 air conditioners pumping wasn't even working. So what we're going to try to do for next year, we're going to try to buy a 3rd air conditioner and put that in the bedroom. So now every major room in the top floor would have an air conditioner then. All 3 pumping. Hopefully that's enough to cool the entire top floor at least. So we have another insane heat wave. We can, hide out on the top floor. Because man, it was fucking hot as shit. It was so bad. Golden Cold says they don't sound very efficient. It's not a matter that they're not efficient. It's a matter that these homes are not built for air conditioning, like I told you. These homes are built to retain heat. So even though I have the air conditioner pumping, this room heats up abnormally hot compared to other homes. All the homes in Washington were built like this because Washington didn't used to be hot. So when they built this, they built it for a moderate climate, thinking, oh man, in the winters when it gets cooler, they're going to want to have a warm house and not have to spend a lot of money on heating. And there's no problem in the summer because it doesn't get hot in the summer. It's complete opposite. Now it's hot as fuck in the summer. So now it's like you built a house to be an oven, and what do you think's going to happen in the summer? It's just going to completely fucking overheat. What I really need is I need central air, but that's not going to happen. Like I said, when I first moved in here, okay, I turned on the system, the air system, and there was like no air coming out in certain rooms. So I had a professional come and look, and he told me the ductwork is done wrong on this house. He's like, on these homes out here, they never intended for the air to really work that well because it never got hot. And so they said, oh, because moderate climate, you don't really need central air, so it just doesn't work very well. He said, in order to actually have central air work in this house, I would have to have all the ductwork redone and then buy the central air system. And he says that would probably cost about between $10,000 and $15,000 to get done. Guess how much money I don't have, okay? So it ain't gonna happen. Okay. Anyway, I don't know why we're talking about this anyway. It's pretty derailing. It's nothing to do with the stream. Okay, so anyway, guys, that's what's going on in gaming. We had a few game delays, which are pretty fucking annoying. The other thing going on is that I say a lot, it's not, it's actually the opposite. A few lucky people, okay, have been able to get into an exclusive tech demo, all right? A tech demo for Halo Infinite. And apparently, I guess it's supposed to be running on Xbox One style. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, oh, it's only for Xbox Series X level graphics. Apparently, it's like Xbox One graphics. But the people who were playing it, first of all, were only the select few who Microsoft handpicked to be able to play it. And even then, they're having issues getting in. They're saying that they're trying to play it, and it's like kicking them out, or they're not allowed to get in. But for the select few that have been able to play it, they're actually saying it's quite good. That the game feels like a hybrid of Halo 2 and Halo 5. Now, I played Halo 5, and I actually thought it was good, but it just didn't feel like Halo. I was like, man, Halo 5 multiplayer isn't bad at all. It just kind of feels like a generic first-person shooter. It didn't feel to me like I was playing the uniqueness of Halo. Now, I never really played Halo 2. I played Halo 3. And Halo 3 I thought was really good. The only complaint I had about it was that the graphics weren't great. But everything else about that game, the gameplay I liked. And I actually played Halo 3 for about 2 to 3 months hardcore after it came out. Until the release of Modern Warfare 1. And then I dropped it completely. Because Modern Warfare 1 blew me away with how graphically it looked. Okay? But anyway, hey, if this game plays like old school Halo, I'm going to like it. Seriously, like, I know how old school Halo plays. And it's pretty fun. And I would very, very much enjoy that. So I hope that they're truthful about this. And by the way, this year I think finally is going to be, and you could call me out on this later in the year, and we can see if I was right or not. Okay, I feel that 2021 is the year that Call of Duty is finally going to be unseated and lose its prominence as the top first-person shooter out there. All right, and I'm going to say this for two reasons. Number one, because I feel Call of Duty will have strong competition, which it never does. But I feel it's going to have strong competition from both Halo Infinite and Battlefield, 2043 or whatever it is. I feel that both games are going to give it really staunch competition. That's number one. Number two, if you guys haven't noticed, Activision Blizzard ain't doing so well recently. They are really being destroyed by the media movement for insanely bad business practices, internally having a terrible, toxic, disgusting frat boy, sexist culture, doing terrible things in regards to mistreating employees. Not that any of this is a surprise, but apparently it is. But I really feel I feel because of the really negative press that they're getting, there's going to be people who are going to be very, very reluctant to jump on and buy a product from them in the next few months. And in addition to that, there's 2 viable alternatives in Battlefield and Halo Infinite, one of which, if you have Game Pass, you get it for free anyway, right? So, I feel this may be the year Call of Duty gets unseated. I'm not saying no one's going to buy the new Call of Duty. What I'm saying is, there's finally a reason to not play Call of Duty. The last few years have been there's nothing. There's no competition. This is the only major FPS game coming out with any kind of polish or anything. You know, everything else has been a fucking stupid co-op looter shooter or co-op battle royale. There's been no actual heavy-duty first-person shooter that's been in line with that. You know what I'm saying? Snow Carl, you need to shut up right now. He just says, oh, stop judging how well the company's doing by the way Twitter feels about them. You don't see the whole picture. The Bill Cosby suite. That's all I have to say. The Bill Cosby suite. Now, stop this. Don't mention this ever again today. Okay, thanks. Anyway. So, yeah, this may be the year that there are other games that unseat Call of Duty. I guess we'll have to see. Anyway, I'm just curious. Stanley Plays, it's not allegations of a Bill Cosby suite. There's pictures and text messages proving everything. You're very behind, Stanley Plays. You're very behind. Alright, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else to talk about today that I didn't know about. But, nah, it doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like there's anything going on. Alright, guys, anything else that you guys would like to talk about before we get to shoutouts? Actually, you know what? Let's just do shoutouts. Let's start with YouTube shoutouts. Hold on. So, YouTube shoutouts. We start off with CD Projekt 7, who did a super chat and says, put the platinum on the poll and let the democracy decide. No. Plum Girl did a $5 super chat and says, stay cool. I feel for you. It's been between 90 and 100 degrees here for weeks with high humidity. I'm sick of the summer. And there's hazy, unhealthy air this week due to fires. Yeah, there's going to be, from what I'm going to understand, right now the air quality is just kind of okay. But last year we had really bad air quality during the late summer. And they're arguing that it's likely going to happen again this year. So I already bought better air filters and put them into my system, my air system. So, you know, we'll see if it helps or not. I don't know. But yeah, it's pretty bad when you get wildfires and shit. In addition to this kind of heat, it can be pretty debilitating. Okay. Let's get to tips. So Play Cool did a couple of tips. First tip today, $1.30, and he says, sup man, have you read about the PlayStation 5 beta update in test? 3D audio via TV speakers will be a thing. You won't need headphones for it any longer. Can this feature be the solution for your setup? I have yet to play Danganronpa V3, but 2 was my favorite. No, this will not help me at all, Play Cool, because I can't use my speakers. If I do, it'll create a significant amount of echo. It's one thing to just have, like, my headphones playing on the side of me, because the headphones aren't, like, loud or defined enough. They're not creating an echo in the room. It's very little amount of sound coming out of the headphones. So you can't really hear it on my microphone. Maybe a little bit, but it doesn't pick up incredibly loud or anything like that. If I was using my TV speakers, it would be picked up in the mic, and then you'd hear echo. It would basically make the stream unwatchable. So sadly, that won't help me at all. I can't use it. Play Cool 92 did another $1 tip and says, 65-hour visual novels aren't that long. The first one that I ever finished to rewrite took me 140 hours. The thing is, I downed it in a month. I loved it. Visual novels are the best storytelling mediums, but for streaming, which sucks, because things like Umineko have amazing writing. Yeah, I hate to say it, but unless you're the kind of gamer where you have an audience that really, really likes visual novels, it's, they're so effing long. It's hard to even retain viewership. And I'll be honest, like with Danganronpa, I did like the plot of the game, but there were segments that were just incredibly boring, segments of 2-3 hours of filler. And in addition to that, imagine if you're a streamer and you basically have to tell people, oh, by the way, if you want to watch my Danganronpa streams, you literally have to watch every single one, because if you don't, you miss out on plot points, and when you come back, you'll have absolutely no idea what's going on. So you're essentially telling someone you have to go watch 40 hours of gameplay before you attend my stream. That's a tall order. It's not like so you can just jump in at any time and understand what's going on. It's not like that at all. It's kind of the opposite. So I would argue that if you like visual novels, they're probably really good to play by yourself. They're a good way to relax and chill and have a good time after a day at work or school. You sit down, you play for a few hours, you advance the plot, you have a good time. But streaming, it's tough. Just being honest, it is tough to be playing a visual novel and retain viewership and interest in it. It's just tough. 4.5 months, 65 hours to beat Danganronpa V3, right? Okay. Thank you for the tips. Snow Carl took me $1.30. Says, you've been ordering a lot in the past year. Would we consider a regular customer? How much you tip to Uber Eats or Foodora, etc. Guys, 10 to 20 bucks a delivery or what? In Sweden, I only tip 10%. Certain apps will usually recommend a certain amount. And what I would want to do is I try to make it, number one, I try to make it in scale to what you're ordering. And number two, you try to make it worth the person's while. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, if I'm going to order 2 entrees from a place and it's like a decent amount of money, I'll try to be sure that I'm paying at least what that app recommends for the tip, okay? At least what the app recommends. Now, by the way, that's more than 10%. If I'm trying to think now, I think actually the apps here in America do 20%. I'm pretty sure they do 20% by default. Yes, actually, I can confirm that because now I'm thinking about like the cost of what it is to order and what I've been tipping, and yeah, it's about 20%. So it's roughly 20. Now sometimes I'll go a little higher depending on what I'm ordering. If I'm ordering a ton of food or it's expensive food, you know that it's like a lot more work, then I'll go a few bucks higher. But here I usually do about 20%. Most restaurants say the default you should do is 15% as a tip. So as a rule of thumb, it's supposed to be around 15, but I usually try to go around 20. Okay? And by the way, you may not realize this. Guess how much money that driver makes on the delivery? Are you ready to hear this? Because you're not going to like it. They make what you tip them. That's it. They make your tips. The company that does the app takes all the other profits from the transaction, any fees, anything like that, they make. The only profit that the driver gets is what you tip them. Pretty fucked up. So think about that. There's no base pay for them working for these companies. Pretty shitty. That's the gig economy in America. Okay. Snowcrawl tipped another $1.30 and says, I think in light of recent events in regard to certain stream regulars, it would be very pertinent to remind all your fans and regulars to keep their internet profiles separate from their online one and not reveal personal info. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. So, I don't even know specifically what Snowcrawl's referencing, but I'll just say this. Ladies and gentlemen, the internet is not a safe place. There are many malicious parties on the internet who, if they can hurt you and do it anonymously and get away with it, they will do it just because they can. They don't even need a reason to, all right? That's how messed up some people are. They literally sit here on the internet saying, who can I hurt today? And get away with it, and then they laugh to themselves and they feel like they had some kind of an impact on someone's life, okay? I strongly recommend you separate your online profile, your online persona, from your personal real-life one. Don't use the same name as something you use in real life. Don't use any kind of identifying information in your tags. If you're going to have a profile on Twitter or Facebook, don't fucking post up all your personal information. Don't put your friends on there. Don't put your family members on there. Don't tell people where you work. Don't tell people where you live. Say that you're a turtle. Say that you're a turtle who lives under a rock in Hoboken, New Jersey. If everyone just said they were a turtle who lives under a rock in Hoboken, New Jersey, the internet would actually be a safe place. But it's not. These people are malicious. They will do anything they can with personal info. They will. It's pretty fucked up. So do your best to hide info and don't bring up personal stuff. If you're going to say personal stuff about yourself, oh, I do this for a living. Oh, I do that. That's a big risk. I'm just being honest here. You have to be as ambiguous as possible. Do not, I'm the exception to the rule. I'm a content creator that puts himself out there on the internet every day. I'm a public persona. You guys are not public personas. You don't want to be a public persona. Trust me. You don't. Because then all your shit, all your dirty laundry gets aired out publicly, right? So, I strongly recommend that all of you guys do what you can to protect and hide your personal info. Do not use it on the internet. And by the way, like I said, I'm going to be Mr. Jones CA on Twitch, right? Or Mr. I love the Yankees and live down the street from Yankee Stadium. That's my name on YouTube. Probably a bad idea. You don't want any personal identifiers. All right? Oh no, I doxed Turtle Dude. I did. Turtle Dude actually is a turtle who lives under a rock in Hoboken, New Jersey, and now I doxed him. I'm sorry, Turtle Dude. I'm very sorry. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. I'm just looking around. No, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's it. I shouted that one out, didn't I? Oh, wait. Or did I? Yes, I did. I shouted that one out. Okay. All right, guys. Let's take a break. Let's take a few minutes break. I'm going to use the restroom. And when we come back, it'll be Fallout New Vegas continuing on. As I explained, we're doing the Rex Robo-Dog quests today to start off. And then after that, we'll just do whatever. We're going to be doing stuff on the strip all day long. So, getting into the fun meat of the content of the game. And I hope that you will join me for the fun in just a few minutes. Thank you, guys. I'll see you after the break.